What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to Klaudless and Indy. I'm Klaudless and I'm in Indy, and fortunately for you, it is another beer review. So, yeah, let's get to it. So, you guys, it is another beautiful day. Well, it was another beautiful day in Indy. But it's actually another beautiful night in Indy. Yeah, I mean, it's been raining all day. The weather's, it's still a little bit cool outside. I think it's about in the 50s right now, possibly in the 40s. There is some high winds, but it's still a very gorgeous night. We've got the windows open, letting the breeze go through the house. You know, it is springtime, so it is time for that fresh air. But what beer am I reviewing today? Or tonight, rather? I am reviewing the Cherry Berry Cuvee Cherry Cuvee Sour Ale by Sun King Brewery in Indiana and Florida. So yeah. So I'm gonna, I wasn't able to, they didn't actually have this beer on their website, surprisingly, but as most of the beers that I've covered of theirs are, this beer is on Untappd. So I'm going to go ahead and read the description to you guys that I have here. Alright, so we have the Cherry Berry Cuvee by Sun King Brewery. It is a sour or a fruited ale, coming in at an ABV of 6.9%. An IBU of 23. And the description is Cherry Berry Cuvee is a blend of our cherry, raspberry, and strawberry sour ales, packed full of tart fruit flavor. Very, very interesting. And of course, there's a bunch of pictures here, but I'm not going to show those. Right? But let's see what there is on the can. So, I do find it very interesting that that's a description that we have on Untappd.com, but on the can we have something very different here. We have the sour ale with cherry and blueberry. Right, if I can get that to show up here. The light there, as you can see, sour ale with cherry and blueberry, and this is the 2023 blend. So does that mean that potentially that every year, because I'm not sure how long they've been making these, but for the different years is going to be a different blend, perhaps? I don't know. But yeah, let me show you guys here the can design. All right, starting from the side here. Hold on, I'm gonna try to get the camera to focus a little bit. Be a little difficult here, but I'm not sure if you guys can notice, like, kind of like the starlight, so the stars there against the maybe magenta wrapping there. Very shiny, almost glossy. Then, of course, we have some cherries and what looks like blueberries. Of course, the title there. We've got the mouth with the cherry. We've all seen something like that before. And then, of course, we have this giant circle here, which may either be a cup or a black hole. I'm not sure. We'll probably just go with the cup. But yeah, this is a 16-ounce glass, and this is a King's Reserve beer. I did get this can from the Sun King Karma location. And whilst Sun King does have two more sours that I'm aware of, at least, one being the famous Cherry Busey, and the other being the Velour Soccer Mom, which is a raspberry sour ale, I believe. Unfortunately, I don't think the Velour Soccer Mom is available in the can. And they were all out of Cherry Buseys, because I actually wanted to do a comparison video between these two here. And so before we crack this sour ale open, the glass we'll be using for this video will not be my typical wine in glass, but this Teku glass. Yes, I just got this glass from Upland Brewing on 82nd Street. I want to say maybe it was Friday, I think. I don't remember the exact day. I think it was Friday. And yeah, went there, and this was, someone got a sour and they served it in this glass here, and I thought that was really neat. And plus, I've always wanted to take a glass. Not to mention, it's got the lines on it. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. So it kind of also reminds me of like a beaker. But also, because we see the 12 ounce line there at the very top, we can infer that this is, or may be a 14 ounce glass. It actually may be more than 14 ounces potentially. But yeah, and on the glass it says, of course, Upland Sour Ales, and what is wild cannot be tamed, only bottled, referring to how some sours are fermented or created, and some lambics. So with that being said, let's just get right into this beer here. I'm gonna open this up. Really looking forward to this. Oh, hello. Okay. Hoping not to. This is on really tight. I'm hoping not to make a mess here. There we go. For a minute there, almost sounded frozen. Wow, this is filled to the brim, like literally. Wow, I'm surprised that this didn't spill on me when I opened it. So I'm gonna have to be really careful with my white carpet here. Do it over the table. I'm gonna have to do a fast pour. All right, 1, 2. Well, yeah. Hold on. Let me see if I can do this here. All right. So 1, 2, 3. Ooh, so good. Wow. Did I get it? There we go. There we go, you guys. All right. Twist it off just like you would if you were pouring a glass of wine. Look at that, you guys. Look at that. I want to see if I can maybe turn the light a little bit this way. Hopefully that doesn't mess up the video lighting too much here. But I just wanted to get some light on the glass here. But it's not really working. It's not really working here. Hold on. I mean, to be fair, I mean, obviously you can see it's very reddish here, like a dark red, in the glass, like in the light. But even outside the light, I mean, it's you know, it's still pretty dark, right? It's not. Hold on, let me see here. Whoa, almost dropped. There we go. I think that actually worked. I think that actually worked, you guys. Alright, so now we can actually see it. I just have to turn the light a little bit. I think I'm actually making this night thing work. So now we can actually kind of see it here. Maybe I can move the camera. We'll do that. Well, you guys are coming with me. Alright, so here we are. Here we are. So if you guys are seeing exactly what I'm seeing, this beer is not transparent. I did pull, well, I want to say it's been out of the fridge for maybe 20 minutes or so, so it is still cold. And as we've seen with other beers, that the temperature may actually decide how transparent the beer will be. But at a cold temperature, it's not transparent at all. It actually has a really nice head there. The head didn't last very long though. On the pour, if you guys noticed that. But let's look, see if I can see a little bit more. There's a lot of carbonation, like a lot of carbonating bubbles there. See if I can get closer with the light here. I'm not sure. This is definitely a definitely a different type of video. Okay. But yeah, I mean, it's very, very aromatic. I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but I haven't really put my nose up to the glass yet. But maybe it's just because of the type of glass this is, you know, with it narrowing there and then kind of like tapering out. You know, it's just quite the smells. Quite a strong fruity smell there. And it just smells like a sour. You can smell the tartness, right? As far as like the cherry and the blueberry, I'm not sure if I would actually be able to pick that out. At least not now, currently. Maybe I poured too much, potentially. I'm not sure, in this glass. Maybe it would have been better to do it in my wine-in glass. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Wow, now that is definitely mouth puckering. Ooh. Hello. It's kind of crazy though, because I would say, like, obviously when I'm thinking about the flavors, sure, there's the notes on Untappd.com, but I'm trying to go by, you know, what the can is telling me is there. It's like, do I taste the cherries? Do I taste the blueberries? And I would say not really, at least from this can. Of course, I think I've said it before, on draft, it may taste different than in the can. And I'll stand by that one, okay? There may not be a difference between can sizes, sure, but there's definitely a noticeable difference between the cans and on draft. But yeah, I would maybe, if I were to say cherry, maybe like a really, really dark cherry. I mean, me personally, I'm getting a raspberry. I'm absolutely getting raspberry from this. And I would say, like, the flavor though, while the tartness, you know, lasts, it's there the moment the beer hits my mouth, right? I want to say the flavor doesn't stay for very long. Like, it's there, like mid-palate, it hits mid-palate, and then it's gone as soon as it came. Very interesting. And yet, still very delicious. And if there's blueberries in there, it's very subtle. Very subtle. I would even go as far as to say, like, and I would say that maybe like blueberries that aren't sweet yet. Alright, I mean, me personally, I like blueberries, but I typically won't eat, like, you know, like actual small blueberries. Like, I'll eat them in muffins or whatnot. But the main reason for that is because it's like, the blueberries that, you know, you get from the grocery store aren't always going to taste like the blueberries that you may get in the muffin. Although recently, we made a Costco trip, and all the blueberries in that package were so dark and juicy. I mean, talk about the sweeter, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Am I right? Like, like just absolutely juicy, so sweet. I could literally eat them all. And I guess because that's my most recent experience with blueberries, I guess that's kind of what I'm looking for. Like, that's the flavor I'm looking for when I see, oh, there's blueberries in here. Okay, can I pick that out? And I'm definitely not getting those tasting notes. But if I revert back to, or think about my previous, not my last, but the one before that experience with blueberries, I think I can maybe see it in here, or taste it in here. Yeah. Wow, yeah. Yeah, and I want to say the blueberry is kind of showing itself a little bit more as it warms up. But I would say predominantly raspberries, like tart raspberries, and or maybe like dark cherries, not sweet cherries, but like a dark tart cherry. That's definitely what I'm getting from this. But with that being said, absolutely delicious. And I would definitely recommend this beer. Right? I mean, sure, I'm not like head over heels like, oh my god, this is like the best sour I've ever had, because it's not the best sour I've ever had. You know, I mean, I don't love sours as much as I love coffee or pumpkin beers, but I do love sours nonetheless. I do love lambics, you know, so I can appreciate, you know, tartness in a beer, and I do appreciate this beer, you know, which is why I personally recommend it. And I mean, and it's not like overly tart either. Like I've had like super tart beers, like they're so tart they're not even enjoyable, you know. But yeah, this one is, I think it's definitely balanced on that part as far as like flavor and tartness. And yeah, I mean, it tastes great on its own, and you could probably even have this with a meal, really. But with that being said, I think that's pretty much going to be it for this beer review. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I want to thank my loyal subscribers for tuning in. If it wasn't for your guys' support, I don't know if I would be doing this right now. You know, I mean, sure, you can have all the passion, but sometimes if you don't have people clapping for you, you know, in the background, it is hard to, you know, to keep going sometimes. But with that being said, this has been Klaudless and Indy reviewing the Cherry Berry Cuvee by Sun King Brewery in Indianapolis, Indiana, and Sarasota, Florida. And that only leaves us to the last part of this video, right? So, which well, yeah, I think I mentioned maybe in previous videos, you know, if you want to support me, you can find all the information down in the description. But like, subscribe, share, whatever. Cheers, salud, slancha, zdrowia, skol, prost, peace out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I think you'll like it, so stay tuned for that one.